hope you're well, hope you're well, hope you're well. Hope you're swell. Hope you're wavy, hope you're wavy, hope you're wavy, hope you're wavy. Hope you're wavy. It is New Music Friday. It is New Music Friday. I make music. I'm doing a song a day challenge, but the goal is to drop a song a day until the end of the year. I drop 7 songs every Friday 7 songs, and today is Friday. I dropped the Revenge Pack. Link in description. If you want to hear that, link in description. I like to perform a song. It's the thing I'm doing now. Every Friday I'll perform a song, just to give you a taste. It was supposed to be tomorrow. I was supposed to do Bible study today, but I thought it makes more sense to perform the song today since the music came out today. Then I'll do Bible study tomorrow, so I hope everyone's okay with that. The song I'm performing now, look, my voice is, my throat, I've got a cold, so my throat is very itchy. I'm coughing. I don't know if I'll be able to get through this whole song without fucking up. We'll see. I tried to pick an easy song, but they're all quite wordy, and there's singing and rapping, and so let's see. This one is called hold on. It's called, what am I called? It's called Fuck Guava theme song. Guava. In South Africa, Guava refers to the fear of approaching women, basically. When they say you have Guava, you have a fear of approaching women. And there's this guy, he's been trending recently on Instagram. He posts these clips. He's like, a teaspoon of guava a day will keep a humbling experience away. He's quite funny. But I just thought it would be funny to make a song just as a counterpoint to that, which like, no, we don't fear approaching women here. In fact, it's good to approach women and shoot your shot and all that stuff. So I made this song. I called it the Fuck Guava theme song. So yeah, here you go. Without further. My God, I don't know how this is gonna go.
Sure.
Way. Hercules, like I'm Kevin Sorbo, lift you up and lay you down. Fortune, find good is ring, so mortal. Hell on earth, you flame like ow. Shout to the system, Pikachu baby. How so sweet, how you looking so cakey. Sturdy, earthy, never move shaky. Just know a nigga ain't flaky. Do what I gotta do to claim this love. Heart beating out my chest, I don't give no fucks. Hey, I'm tryna be the nigga you need. Tell me if you see what I mean. Like, do what I gotta do to claim this love. Heart beating out my chest, I don't give no fucks. Hey, I'm tryna be the nigga you need. Tell me if you see what I can relate when a nigga feeling nervous. Pride to a man, needs his heart, please don't hurt this. My won't shook when I'm moving with some purpose. Sounds like this, I'm the only one to serve this. Only one who got a real assigned service. Who the fucking man, baby, tell me I deserve this. PSA, if I trust you never heard this. I look like God when I'm shirtless. Do what I gotta do to claim this love. Heart beating on my chest, I don't give no fucks. Hey, I'm tryna be the nigga you need. Tell me you see what I mean. Like, do what I gotta do to claim this love. Heart beating on my chest, I don't give no fucks. Hey, I'm tryna be the nigga you need. Tell me if you see what I mean. Holding it in. Okay. That's the fuck Guava theme song. Gua ba ba. Gua ba ba. Gua ba ba. Yeah. Speaking of women, I saw this clip online. You know Kiki Palmer, the celebrity? She was at a concert. At this Usher concert. And she was dressed how women dress these days, in a fishnet thing. I don't know what. It's this fishnet bodysuit thing. And she had, it was like a fishnet covering, right? It just covered her whole body, but it's see-through. And then she has like a tight bodysuit underneath, which exposes a lot. And she was at this concert, and Usher was there, and he interacted with her, and he was like serenading her, singing to her, and like being all feely, and she was grinding on him, right? Mind you, this woman has a boyfriend and a child with this man. She's in a relationship, a committed relationship with a man who she has a child with. So he goes on Twitter and says whatever he says. It is important to note that he's also a fool for not marrying her once he realized she was pregnant. I think that's another thing a lot of these men get wrong. They get these girls pregnant and think we can still be in this casual relationship. So I say they're in a committed relationship, but it's not fully committed because you're not married yet. It's still committed because I assume they're not in an open relationship or whatnot. Otherwise, he has no right to be upset about that. Well, yeah. So I would say with a lot of men, marry these women. My whole chat from the beginning has been don't even sleep with them until you marry them. That's my stance. I don't encourage any form of promiscuity, whether it's men or women. And I think marriage, like sex, is enjoyed best in the context of a marriage, and it's good for the kids as well. And you have more authority as a man when that's your wife. When that's your wife, you have more authority. When that's just your girl and you're just seeing each other, she can leave you at any moment at the drop of a dime. It's like she doesn't, she's like, you got me pregnant. She makes more money than you. You haven't committed yet. Like, what? She probably doesn't respect you, dude. So, he kind of is playing himself as well. Like, I think he should man up and put a ring on her finger. But there's always more to the story. She does make more money than him. So with a lot of women, when they make more money than their partner, what we see a lot is they are less attracted to them. So in her mind, it might be a thing of, I don't want to marry him. I'm exploring other options. I'm just speculating. I'm not saying that's what's actually happening. But I'm just saying it could be a possibility where he did propose and she's like, nah. That's not what this is. But I do think he should have proposed. So not being married to her, even if you have a child with her, you do have less authority. She is less likely to respect you. Just because you haven't manned up, you had a child with her and you still haven't proposed. It's crazy. I don't think you're deserving of respect in that situation. Yeah. Then women were like, "Oh, leave her alone. Like she's her own person. She can do what she wants." Yada 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 yada, which is a typical response of people in this day and age. It doesn't surprise me. Like we live in a time where people genuinely identify as dogs and cats and foxes, so it makes sense that when a woman in a committed relationship with a child goes to a concert half naked and grinds on a man, on Usher, as he sings to her and touches her and whatnot, that they would say that's 100% okay. It makes sense in this modern context. Like there's no line. Nothing is too much. Like there's no, like as a man you're just supposed to sit and accept that, or else you're insecure and controlling. It got me thinking about what, obviously in my, if I don't think that would ever happen to me, just because you have to be smart about who you pick as a partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I wouldn't go for a girl that, even, look, it's not even about me. Even if you're single, I wouldn't want someone that thinks it's okay to dress like that and behave like that in public. Call me old school, whatever. I just wouldn't, it's not attractive to me. I prefer someone who's more conservative in how they dress and behave in public. And I think it used to be normal for that sort of stuff to be weird. But I think as society, like, you know, you got fucking Cardi B showing her ass on a music video, and Nicki Minaj with the Anaconda music video, which is literally just explicit porn. And that's accepted as normal in our culture. So of course we're at a point where the standard has changed. There's this girl I've been hanging out with. It's not romantic. We did go on a date like 2021. Was it 2021 or 2022? It was a while ago. Like an official date. And then ever since then, we've just been hanging out as friends. But every time I do see her, I do kind of, it was a thing of like trying to see where she's at mentally, and if she'd make a good, like I think in terms of wife. I don't think in terms of girlfriend or anything like that. I always think in terms of, would this person make a good wife? That's how I always think of things. So every time I've been hanging out with her, I've always just been trying to suss that out. But I did kind of gauge from very early on that we're very different. She's like very like liberal and modern in some regards, in most regards. She does have some traditional views, like she thinks men and women have different roles and yada yada. But then she'll say something else to contradict that, and so yeah, I just don't think it would work. But I think the other night we had dinner. Took her to this place, and yeah, we were just talking, and it made me realize one thing about myself. Like, I would like, I'm a man, so it's like, I realize I really do enjoy the leadership role. I enjoy having authority. I enjoy making decisions and all that stuff. Like it feels good. It feels natural, right? And that was evident in our interaction that night. Little things. Deciding where we're going, what time we're going. We like we're at this we were looking at different restaurants, and I remember we went to this one bar slash restaurant. It was very loud, and it's a bar. And I was like, I'm very laid back. I don't enjoy those type of settings. I enjoy like more quiet places because I want to talk and I want to hear you. I don't want to shout. I just don't like the vibe those places give off. So she wanted to go there because she's very outgoing and bubbly and whatnot. She likes those type of places. And I was like, no, let's. I think you and me would have a better time if we went to a more quiet place and had a conversation. Like we just talked instead of this loud ass place. And yeah, I took her to this grill house. It was dimly lit, very quiet, families, very sophisticated, like, and we were actually dressed for the occasion. Like we were dressed quite nicely. And I even had it was like casual formal. I had my formal shoes on. I also had like this chain and we looked nice. And it was nice. We had like very intellectual discussions. We had like a steak. The waiter was cool. We were talking the whole night. And I was enjoying myself. But she did grant me the ability to lead and make decisions. Even though she wanted to go to a particular type of place, she allowed me to decide where we're going to go. And it felt good. And we were better off for that decision. I think we had a good time. I don't think we would have had as good of a time in that other place she wanted to go to just because, I think I would have just... Yeah, I'm very reserved in that. I don't like those loud places. I think I'm more myself in the more laid-back environments. I try to be as accommodating as I can be, but it is what it is. So I realized, I confirmed, rather, I know I've known this for a while, but I confirmed that in a relationship, I would like to lead, and I think I'll be effective at it too. So in the case of the Kiki Palmer situation, I can't imagine my girl stepping out of the house thinking like being half naked and going to grind on another man as he sings to her and touches her body. I can't imagine my girl thinking that would be okay with me. I'd say no. Obviously, she's her own person. If she feels so inclined to do so, she technically can go do it, but there'll be hell waiting for her when she gets back home. And also, it doesn't bode well for the relationship going forward. Ideally, you would be married at that point. So it begs the question, like, what's this marriage going to look like? If you think that sort of behavior is okay, are we going to survive? So I'd want a woman that can take instruction, is willing to listen, and just be led. I think it's my masculine prerogative to just lead. And I wouldn't encourage any woman to follow a useless man who can't lead. You have to look at his decision making and if he's capable of doing so. And sometimes you can encourage that out of him. Like you can bring that out of him. Like sometimes it is a process of becoming. Someone said, I remember there was a quote, like women are naturally feminine, whereas men have to learn to be men. And I think that's true. I think as men, sometimes we're figuring this out, man. We're just like I didn't grow up with my father. I did until I was like 13, but that wasn't the greatest experience. And then after that, we moved away from him, and I had to figure out my teen years. Basically, I had my mom, but she's a woman, and she doesn't understand certain things, and she was working all the time as well, so she couldn't really
provide guidance in certain ways. So I was getting that from all sorts of different places, and it wasn't always the best sort of guidance. So I was really figuring out this masculinity thing on my own in many regards. And it's been tough, but I think I'm settling on a good idea of what it means to be a man. I've made mistakes and I've had weird ideas at some different points in time, but now I think I'm settling on a good understanding of what it means to be a man. And you know, I no longer want to apologize for my natural desire to lead, my natural desire to be in charge. I think it's masculine. It's like, that's the husband-wife dynamic. It's not a partnership. I think people use that word loosely, not understanding what that means. If you're a captain of a ship, a ship can't have two captains. You can have a vice captain, but the captain, the buck stops with him. He ultimately decides, where are we going? What are we doing? He makes the final decision. Now, obviously, people misunderstand what that entails in its entirety. People think that means you're sitting with your feet up, barking orders. Of course not. The captain dies with the ship. If the ship is sinking, as a captain, you sink with it. It's your duty to sink with the ship. Well, at least that's how it used to be back in the day. There's a lot of responsibility that comes with that power. Like Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility. And leadership is also a service role. Like people, like that's another thing. You live to serve. Jesus Christ famously washed the feet of his disciples. And they told him, no, you can't do this. You're the king. He's like, nah. And he explained to them, you have to serve if you want to be a good leader. So as a family man, as a husband, my goal would be to serve my family. It's not to be served grapes while I sit on a bed reclined doing nothing. You know, it's not what it means to be a leader. But I do want to call the shots. So I can't imagine a scenario where my wife is stepping outside the house half naked, going to twerk on another man. Like, it's impossible to me. Like, I can't fathom it. But these are discussions you have before you get married. Like, is that something in your mind? Like, if I'm talking to women, I'd ask, is that something in your mind you think is okay? Like, do you honestly think that you can get away with that in a relationship? If she says yes, then we're not going to work. You're free to go do that with someone else that might accept that. And then it's up to me to find someone that can accommodate my views, which is just the normal view. Like, it's just normal. It's a normal request to be like, please dress modestly. Please don't get intimate with other men. Don't. Like there's so many normal things that should be unsaid, but in today's age, you do have to kind of say them. Because people are hedonistic materialists with no sense of God or moral objectivity. Because morality is subjective, apparently. You decide what you base your morality on based on what is convenient to you at the moment. That is what morality is, apparently, in this day and age. Whatever is of convenience at the moment. I won't play those games. But yeah, with that girl I was hanging out with, it wasn't romantic or anything like that. It was more so an exercise. It's like a dating exercise. We're not dating, but it felt like I was gaining experience. I was gaining more of an understanding of what I want, what I'm looking for, and how I'm going to behave with a true romantic partner. But I really enjoyed the sitting down and talking. We had very intellectual discussions, even though we disagreed on literally everything. We were talking about like Neuralink. If you don't know, Neuralink is the Elon Musk has developed this brain chip. I think they got approved for human trials very recently, like a couple of weeks ago. And if it works, it can restore people's blindness. It can restore people's motor function. So if you're paralyzed, you can move your limbs again. Because usually when you're paralyzed, the reason is because the nerve endings have been severed. So your brain can't send signals to the rest of your body. But that chip, what it does, it reestablishes that connection, and you can start, certain things can start functioning again. But that will develop, right? Because that's just the initial stage of the thing. Eventually, those chips will start improving so many different aspects of our bodies, and people will be learning languages at faster rates and become faster, stronger, yada, yada, yada. And then it'll get into the weird realm of like information being relayed to you through this chip inside your mind. And I was like, although there's so many benefits, I think the negatives eventually will outpace the positives, and we'll have a serious problem in society where the government no longer needs propaganda to get into our minds, because they are literally in our minds in the most true sense of that concept, right? And she was like, no, I'm looking forward to it because I like the cyberpunk future aesthetic and yada yada, and I think it'll be good for us. And I think there are a lot of people that think that way. They're so naive and maybe nihilistic. Maybe they don't care that the world will end as long as they can have a little bit of fun along the way. But I was like, there's no way that ends well. Look at how they're already, look at how advertisers are already these phones already taking our personal information and selling them to advertisers, and we're getting personalized ads and that, but it's never without knowing. Here and there you might get asked for permission, but for generally speaking, like, so much of it is done in secret. They're already doing it now with our phones. Like, imagine if there's a chip in your brain. Oh my god, bro. So we were just debating that, and we were on opposing ends of the arguments, right? But I was having fun. I was enjoying. It was like decent food in a nice environment, and good conversation. I was like, I like this. More of this. So I think that'll be me for talking dates and all that stuff, and then being able to take charge and lead and say, this is what we're doing, this is where we're going. It's good to also get the other person's opinions and perspectives, because I want her to be happy. I want her to be having fun. I just think women have more fun and are more fulfilled in relationships when they just let men lead. I do believe that. And I think my future relationship will be a case study for that. And I think it'll work out well. It'll work out swimmingly. Let me know what you think. I like doing these rambles. Yeah, let me pray and get out of here. I like to pray at the end of all my videos, just to impart blessing and peace, positive affirmations, all that good stuff. So yeah, dear God, I thank you for this individual watching this right now. Thank you for making them whole and unique, that they're blessed beyond measure, with immeasurable value. They're so valuable and so worthy of love. And you're introducing people into their life and sustaining people in their life who love them and see them for all the good that they represent, and bring the best out of them. Encourage them. Make them happy, make them laugh. And just make them look forward to each day. Thank you that this individual has so much to look forward to. Whether it be personal projects or people in their life, or whatever it may be that awaits them during the day. I think that good things await them every day, and that they have a good lease on life. They feel loved, they feel valued, they feel cherished, that they're a good influence amongst their circles. And every day they're just getting better, becoming a better version of themselves, and you're guiding them on that path and blessing them on that path. I proclaim peace over their life, peace, 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 no matter where they are or what they're doing. A supernatural peace that supersedes circumstance, that supersedes human understanding. They're at peace. Good life, good health, long life, and happiness over this individual, over their friends and family. Just protect them and their loved ones. In my name I pray, in Jesus' name I pray, Lord. Amen. Amen.